Kareem Hunt is available now, and the Browns are not going to bring him back. Should the Eagles go out and get him?
Dallas still stinks.
You're my do-way, King Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So Kareem Hunt is available right now. Right now. And the Browns have made it clear they're not bringing him back. And if you remember last year, I was all about Kareem Hunt coming to the Eagles. Do I still feel the same way a year later? That is the question. And we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to The Most Censored. And let me tell you, I'm throttled. The most throttled. Pause. Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you give to me. Double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure everything's still copacetic, because a lot of shenanigans going on the last few days with YouTube. Getting a lot of people DMing me, letting me know. So just double check. Now, Kareem Hunt, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this running back situation again. Hey, Philly 500, why do you keep talking about running backs? Why do you keep talking about running backs? What's the big deal with running backs? Running backs, we're great at running backs. We got all the running backs we need. Why do you want a running back, 500? Because I got to tell you, I still think it's a position of need. It's a position that I look at and I say, this team could improve that position right away, and it would help the Philadelphia Eagles. And if they do it right, they would actually, in my opinion, probably have a better run game than they did a year ago. Anything to improve the team that went to the Super Bowl and almost won it, anything that I can improve them by doing, I want to do. All right, and I know it pisses people off. I know there's a lot of people frustrated with me because the opinions that I have. But I'm honest with you. Maybe you don't agree with it, but I'm going to always be honest about what I think. I am not looking at the Eagles offseason quite from the same lens and glasses as a lot of people are. I'm not looking at the way they should handle this offseason as a normal, typical Eagles way. I'm looking at it from the perspective of, you're a Super Bowl team who literally came one series from winning a Super Bowl, who are now picking in the top 10, and you have a chance to do two things: to get better over the next few years and have a 4 or 5 year window. I think they legitimately have that. And you could get better the next few years with all the picks you have, especially next year's draft. And you also have a chance to get better this year and then go back to the Super Bowl. So why not do both if you can? That's how I see it. And I wasn't going to do a video even talking about this guy, but people, I'm getting a lot of messages for it. So this is really for those who've wanted my opinion on Kareem Hunt and what we should do. Reports saying Kareem Hunt won't return to Cleveland. Browns think he has lost speed. Okay, so the Cleveland Browns are saying that they believe Kareem Hunt has lost speed and they are not going to bring him back. Now, Kareem Hunt last year had 123 carries, 468 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he averaged 3.8 yards per carry. When we looked at Kareem Hunt last year, the thing that was so appealing to Kareem Hunt and why I was like, yeah, I would love to go out and get Kareem Hunt was, to me, the complementary piece he was going to be and provide with Miles Sanders. When you had Miles, this guy who could bang out a 75-yard run, boom, gone. You know what I mean? At any point in time. And then you put him with a guy who gets a lot of yards after contact. It was a very appealing thing to me to have Kareem Hunt match up with Miles Sanders. I really enjoyed that. Now, you may be saying, well, what about Kareem Hunt and Kenny Gainwell? Kareem Hunt and Rashad Penny. Wouldn't you like to do that? And my feelings have really drastically changed from a year ago with Kareem Hunt. When I hear the Browns say, go out, we're going to let him go and hit free agency. We're not paying him because we think he's lost speed. So why would I want a guy who is shot, a guy who's losing speed? To me, I don't see what the appeal is. All right, so he goes out. He's not as fast. I'm going to pay him more money than it would cost me to draft a running back, and he's losing steps. I don't know. I don't know if that appeals to me. I'll be honest, Ezekiel Elliott would appeal more to me than that. I mean, at least with Zeke, he had 231 carries, which is, he's gotten a lot of carries over his years. 876 yards. He had 12 touchdowns, and he only averaged 3.8 yards. Not that I would want Ezekiel Elliott, because I really don't want him either. But to me, Kareem Hunt does not have the same appeal. And part of it, I'm not going to lie, part of it is hearing that the guy doesn't have any speed left, or he's lost speed. Why would I want that? So you're telling me, give me an older, slower, more expensive. He was $6 million. He was over $6 million on their cap last year. More expensive running back over a rookie? Nah, I don't need to do that. I think the Eagles, when it comes to running back, I don't think there's a running back free agent, not that I can think of off the top of my head, that I really like. I think you have to go into this draft and draft a running back early. All right? To me, there are two main guys, Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs. You get me either one of those guys, I'm totally okay. Who do I prefer? You know who I prefer. Draft 5. Absolutely. And I think it's hilarious that the only model we can talk about drafting Bijan Robinson is the 10th pick. It's got to be the 10th pick. Got to be the 10th pick. From the beginning, I have said I prefer not to use the 10th pick on him. My play is to use the 30th pick, the second round pick next year, and go back up in the first round and get him. So to me, you use the 10th pick, get a defensive player. Use that second pick. That's the move to go up and jump Dallas and get him. That's where you're going to do it. Everybody's so focused on the 10th pick. The Eagles don't take running backs in the first round, especially at 10. They're not doing it. Most likely they're not. We all know that. But they've got to think about it at 30 with that 30th pick, right? If he was to fall there, they would have to do it then, right? You would think. And if not, why not trade up and prevent him from going to somebody like Dallas? The thing about Bijan is he comes in. I think the Eagles have a 4 or 5 year window. I have given you all the reasons why. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I have given you all the reasons why. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's another guy. I mean, the thing I would love about Gibbs a little more than Robinson is I think he would be a great complementary piece to Rashad Penny if, and this is assuming if, there's a big if Penny can stay healthy. But I like his production as a pass catcher. I think he's a very good pass catching running back, probably the best one in this draft. I like his speed. I think his receiving skills and his speed are better than Bijan. Bijan's still the number one back in my opinion, but I would rather get a guy like that. Even Rashawn Johnson, the backup of Bijan Robinson, even the backup. Rashawn Johnson, I like him a lot. He's about 6 foot, 219 pounds, something like that. I think he's got good size. I think he's a guy that does not have a ton of carries. He's not got a lot of wear and tear. He was transitioning, right? He was a quarterback. He could be a guy with a lot of upside. You obviously wouldn't bring him in too early, but there are running backs out there for people to to talk about and debate. I'll probably do my top 5 right before the draft. But as far as Kareem Hunt goes, and as far as Ezekiel Elliott, let's get the draft and let's get a running back. Both Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs would both be cheaper than Ezekiel Elliott and Kareem Hunt. They'd both be faster, less wear and tear, and younger. To me, that is a win-win situation for the Philadelphia Eagles. Forget the whole get Bijan Robinson at 10. It's got to be 10. It doesn't have to be at 10. The Eagles can make a play for him. They've got 2 first-round picks. They got 2 twos next year. They've got plenty of ammo to make it happen. The key for me, and what I always go back to this all season, and this is where people lose me, and maybe this is where I lose people. I don't understand the idea that people could be so happy and so ready to take 3-4 steps back. Yeah, let's just take 3-4 steps back and we'll wait a few years and then we'll come back at it. Like, dude, let's go win a Super Bowl. We were one drive away from winning the Super Bowl. I don't want to wait. I want to go out and get them. Let's go out and get this Super Bowl, right? Let's do it. But in order to do it, we got to make sure that we're putting out at least what we had last year talent-wise. Now, maybe it's not structured the same way. Maybe you're a little better on offense than you were last year and maybe a little less on defense, but it evens out. And that's what the Eagles have to do. Think outside the box. As far as Kareem Hunt goes, as far as Zeke Elliott goes, I have my veteran running backs. Go get me a young running back to bring in with some pop and somebody that we can use with those other guys. That's what the Eagles need to do. And it doesn't have to be John. That's who I would like. But it has to be somebody, because I think there's a lot of younger guys coming in that I would rather give an opportunity to than the guys that are out there on the market. If I hear a team say, yeah, he's lost a step, he's slower, I don't want him. I don't want him. Especially when it's the Cleveland Browns saying it. You know what I mean? With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. When I look at the Eagles' offense, in all seriousness, there's two spots that I think they can still get better than they were a year ago if they draft right. Okay, I still think running back is a position where you can improve. And I think if you were to go offensive line in the first round, like let's say it was Paris Johnson Jr. or something like that, and you got him and you were able to stick him in right at guard, it could possibly be an upgrade from what you had last year in Sayamalu. So to me, those are two spots offensively that the Eagles could look to upgrade. And remember, the Eagles have not addressed the offense except for one guy. I don't count Mariota because you have to have a backup quarterback. But only one guy have they used the offseason to get on the offensive side of the ball. This draft has all the makings of offense early and often. Denzel Washington out.